drop of sweat on it.
Hamza
Oh, he got caught! Definitely a huge speed advantage for Lavelle here.
That's gonna do it. My goodness, those long clips of Stone Lavelle. Johnny Robles.
Close look here. Robles, that's gonna be it! Oh, man!
My God. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Romero.
Gianni Vasquez.
Oh, my goodness! And it might be the other way.
Gonna be it, Doc. Chase and Cooper Dustin.
They're getting real close here. It's gonna be over. That's a wrap. Defends his title.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the UNF 23 live weigh-in show. We're here in Commerce Casino. It is the calm before the storm. It's TK and the King, everybody. Todd Kennelly and Jonathan King. Live weigh-in show brought to you by the DG Show. Of course, Dustin Gutkowski not here currently, but a longtime broadcast colleague of ours as well. And Jonathan, I know we say this time and time again, but truly, this feels like this may very well be the most stacked card in UNF history. You saw that highlight package, and that was a best of. And that's what we've got. We've kind of got the best of crop of fighters here at UNF 23.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 3 Rising Stars titles on the line, 3 professional titles on the line. It's got the look and the feel of a big fight. The fighters are showing up for weigh-ins right now. They're all jacked. They're all ready to go. So, that kind of bleeds over to us. It gets us getting ready to go,
Well, and it comes down to who can get that play the mental game of chess at the weigh-in. Who can get that little psychological edge? And we'll see if there's any gamesmanship up on the stage for the weigh-ins. But you alluded to it. This is a show that should be sponsored by Lowe's or Home Depot because there was a lot of hardware on the line. 6 big title fights, 16 fights in all. And Jonathan, anytime you have the likes of Anthony the Bully Romero, Albert Morales, Gianni Vasquez, any one of those defending their championship, it's a big night. How about all 3 defending them in one show? And that's what we've got tomorrow at UNF 23.
Yeah, and it's also worth mentioning that all 3 of these fighters, all 3 of these fighters are simply one win away from getting that phone call that they've been waiting for their whole lives, So the UFC is definitely watching some of these young fighters, and you mentioned 3 of them that are definitely on that radar tonight.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the title action you're going to see. Again, we take a look at the sights, the sounds, fighters checking in, checking in with the commission, getting their official weights, and then, of course, the gamesmanship later on in the ceremonial weigh-ins. But a huge story in UpNext Fighting has been Albert the Belizean Warrior's return with a vengeance. I mean, here's a guy that made history. He was the first ever champion in UNF history, won a tournament, defeated Terrion Flash Ware to become the inaugural champion in this company, and lost to Javier Garcia, went away, and then came back, and man, oh man, has he ever been back.
Yeah, he came back with a vengeance. I mean, this is another fighter that we talk about. He's been at the top level before. He's been in the UFC before. He's got 27 or 28 fights under his belt. He's well-traveled. He's been in nothing's going to faze this guy. He's seen everything you're going to see inside the cage with that many rounds that he's got under his belt. But he's certainly reinvented himself since making his return to UNF, and he's one of those fighters that we talked about earlier that's just one win away, maybe a phone call away from making it to the UFC again.
Well, and the Belizean Warrior has been there under the bright lights. I mean, he's a guy that has 6 fights in the UFC octagon. He desperately wants to get back there. He might be well on his way. I mean, let's talk about recent history. Came back, defeated Jesse Strader, sui generis, to win the title, and then had to take on Cisco Rivera. You want to talk about UFC experience, that guy's got a ton of it. And Morales, the Belizean Warrior, was able to retire Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco doesn't only have that UFC experience. He's got thunder and lightning in both his hands, and Albert Morales withstood an early barrage from Cisco and ended up on top. So he's, definitely a well-traveled fighter. He's been there before, and now he's looking to defend that title once again. I can't help but think he's just, like I said, one phone call away.
Well, the competition doesn't get any easier for Albert Morales. Across from the cage, in essence, our main event, although you could pick many a fight to be the main event tomorrow night, will be Chase and Cooper Gibson, as he puts it. Chase Gibson, every time he steps in the cage, he's got a fire in his belly. He fights for the honor of his twin brother who passed away, succumbed to addiction and problems, and so that has been a huge motivator for Chase. And you talk about his experience, tons of big fight experience as well. LFA wins over the likes of Javier Garcia. He's beaten AJ Bryant. He's beaten Gulo Manassian. We know how tough he is. He's got a couple big wins right here in the UNF cage. Do you think that Chase is primed to perhaps stop the runaway train that has been Albert Morales?
We talked about Albert Morales being, a UFC veteran. Chase Gibson never made it to the UFC, but he did fight on Dana White's Contender Series. He was just, a little short from making it to the UFC. But like you said earlier, he beat Javier Garcia, who beat Albert Morales. So, they say to be the man, you got to beat the man, and he's already beat the man. So it's going to be a hell of a fight. Both these guys have a ton of experience. And, I've known both these guys for a very long time, and I can't help but think, 10 years ago, these guys were on a collision course to face off. So it's nice to see them finally step inside the cage to fight each other, and UNF is the perfect launching pad for both these guys.
Another fighter that has been seemingly unstoppable is Anthony the Bully Romero. He has just absolutely been on fire, cutting through opponents like a hot knife through butter. He switched it up, got a submission win by armbar over Brendan Michael Spencer in his most recent title defense. Talk about the Bully. He is unbridled aggression. And he's one of those guys that is, like you said, was very close to getting the call for a fight in the UFC, and it is right there on the cusp. After one more title defense, perhaps that phone will be ringing for the Bully.
Yeah, very often nicknames don't really, or not very apropos, but his nickname is perfect for him because that's exactly what he does. He goes inside the cage and he bullies his opponent. He meets them in the center of the cage. He never takes a step backwards. This guy's an absolute juggernaut of a fighter, and I can't wait to see him step inside the cage. He's taking a step up in competition, so it should be a great fight. Anthony Romero's as tough as they get, and not only that, he's extremely entertaining to watch.
And let me tell you this, Jonathan, it's good you're wearing this today for the live weigh-in show. You're not wearing this for an Anthony Romero fight, and I'll show you why. I've kept a little memento from that fight with Brian the Heat Dow, and when we've got the camera back on us, I'll show that. But that was a bloody battle we'll never forget. I still have the blood-soaked notes from that bloodbath in which the mouthpiece of the Heat landed smack dab on our notes. But let's talk about the opposition for the Bully. No sleeper, every much pun intended, in Johnny Robles, the sleeper, who, much like the fighters we've just talked about, Albert Morales and Anthony Romero, has had a resurgence and has had a real hot streak, 4 consecutive victories for Johnny Robles.
Yeah, and none more amazing than his last fight. He knocked that guy out in a matter of seconds with a huge right hand. Everybody always talks about Johnny Robles' wrestling pedigree, but he has got thunder in both his hands, and if he touches your chin, boy, it's going to be an early night for you.
Well, as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's take a closer look at that matchup.
And then a hook on top of it. Straight left over the top, Mo.
It's getting just absolutely blasted. We are covered.
And ultimate toughness you are seeing on display.
Oh, my goodness.
Reversal!
Oh, he got it.
Gianni the sleeper, Robles, shot in there. Give the
He's in trouble for a score. That's it.
He keeps eating these shots. It's going to be over in a hurry, gentlemen.
referee getting a real close look here.
Robles, that's going to be it.
It's going to be electric here in Commerce Casino tomorrow for that one. Don't blink, you might miss something. Both guys have the proclivity to turn your lights off in a hurry. Now, we already talked, that was our co-main event. And you could switch them around and nobody would argue. But let's take a closer look now at our main event as Albert the Belizean warrior, Morales, takes on a battle-tested veteran in Chase Gibson.
Tonight.
Nice takedown there.
And going for Barnett. He's bringing the heavy artillery. Morales
Have an answer. Beltran taking a good look at this. He's bloodied. But Beltran getting real close here. It's going to be over. That's the wrap.
the mouth though of Bias.
For the submission in the first round.
Scullin's got to answer here. He's going to be packing back for San Fran. Free gets real close, and that's going to be it. Touch. Chase and Cooper.
That's another fight, Jonathan, that is absolutely would be a pick'em in the sports betting world. I mean, two great veterans that are gonna collide with the title on the line. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a good fight. Both these guys extremely well-rounded, and they match up tremendously against each other. Their strengths play into their strengths. Both of them are tremendous on the mat. Both of them are very dangerous on their feet. So there's really nowhere either fighter can go where the other fighter's not going to be comfortable. And whenever you have a fight like that, it's an absolute juggernaut. Cannot wait to see these guys step inside the cage.
Yeah, Gibson especially, somewhat of a submission magician, and he can send you to Tap Town in a hurry. We're going to be starting the weigh-ins momentarily. We're waiting for our first fighters to get up there on that stage, and again, we're going to see if there's any tension. But for the moment, let's talk more about championship action. How about Kryptonita Gianni Vasquez? Another guy that we've documented might be on that short list and be on the road and close to that final destination of being on the road to the big show. And he's going to put his title on the line against Austin Russell. Tough competition, but in a chance to really play spoiler for Russell.
Yeah, I mean, Russell's got an opportunity in front of him. We talk about how some of these guys are a phone call away from making it to the UFC. With Gianni Vasquez, we're very lucky to still have him. It's hard to believe that he's still in the UpNext fighting ranks because, I thought he was bound for the UFC months ago. But here he is once again, ready to defend his title, and he's got a tough opponent in front of him. It's going to be a great fight.
More on that and more on title action coming there. There's more title fights on top of that. Pargip Khachatrian returns in a rematch, in fact, as his opponent, his camp asked for that rematch, thought maybe, talking about insane Zane Palacio, thought the stoppage, it was a round 2 TKO, was it maybe too short? Well, he'll have a chance to prove that it was a fluke when he takes on the Armenian soldier in that big title rematch and so much more. And we are ready for our first weigh-in, and we are going to head up to the stage in our own rain cruise.
All right, thanks so much, Todd. Now let's bring in our fighters for our first weigh-in of our UNF 23 event. Please welcome out of the blue corner, the Bulgarian boogeyman, Svetomir Todorov. Svetomir is representing Kings MMA Anaheim, fighting out of Fullerton, California by way of Bulgaria. His official weight, 154.6. 154.6 for Svetomir. Now let's bring in his opponent out of the red corner, Joseph Rodriguez. Come on down, Joseph. Joseph is representing Black House MMA. His official weight, 153.4. 153.4 for Joseph Rodriguez. Here's a face-off between these two guys. And now please welcome our brand new partner, Sofia Gutierrez, for our interview.
Svetomir, I'm going to start with you. You guys are both 2-0 undefeated. What are you going to do tomorrow night to make sure you keep that O?
Tomorrow night, I'm just going to play my game and do my best.
All right, you heard your opponent say he's going to play his game. What do you have to do to win that game?
Play my game, our styles match perfectly, so it's going to be a fun one.
You're also looking to keep that 0. What are your keys to success for tomorrow night?
Just go out there and do my thing.
Good luck to you both. Passing it back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Sofia. Joseph Rodriguez, Svetomir Todorov. I love. How about we've had Armenian soldiers, we've had Belizean warriors, and now we have our first Bulgarian boogeyman.
It's a great nickname, and a lot of respect between those two young men as they faced off. Good sportsmanship, nice handshake. So, and Joseph touched on it. Their styles do match up really well together. So, they say styles make fights, and I can't wait to see that one square off because it's going to be a hell of a scrap.
Both fighters came in primed and ready. Both guys making weight, mutual respect there, and say, I'm going to play my game. Well, the games will be out the window tomorrow, and it'll be time to have your game face on, and should be a great fight, and that is going to close out the night tomorrow night at UNF 23. Now, one that's early on the card that I really had penciled as a pivotal fight in the young rising stars career of these two is Isaac Enriquez and Brendan the Cleaner Farnsworth. They are standing by and ready to weigh in.
All right, thank you so much, guys. And now the official weigh-ins for our Rising Stars lightweight bout at UNF 23. Please welcome our rising star from the blue corner, Isaac Enriquez. Isaac is representing OG Training Center, fighting out of Riverside, California. His weight, 154.2. 154.2 for Isaac Enriquez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent out of the red corner, Brendan the Cleaner Farnsworth. Brendan is representing Gracie University and Black House MMA. His official weight, 154.6. 154.6 for the Cleaner. You are looking at this matchup right now, Isaac Enriquez versus Brendan Farnsworth for the Rising Stars lightweight bout at UNF 23. Make sure you guys buy your tickets for our event tomorrow and order the pay-per-view on starfund.stream. And for our interview,
All right,
please forward, you guys.
It's going to step in there.
Isaac, you have 2 wins here at UNF. You're looking to get your 3rd. How do you plan on doing that tomorrow night?
Myself, go out there, fight, have fun. You know, that's how you really. That's how I really perform my best, when I just go out there and have fun.
Now, what are you going to have to do tomorrow night to make sure your opponent isn't on his best and get that win tomorrow night?
Do what I do. Come out much more improved fighter than last time and display what I've been working on. That's it.
Can you tell us some of the things that you've been working on?
No.
All right, well, good luck to you both. Sending it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sophia. I love that. The Cleaner keeping things a little close to the chest there, Jonathan.
Yeah, you don't want to give up your secrets before you step inside the cage, that's for sure.
Let's talk about the Cleaner a little bit. He had a momentary setback. He had title opportunity against Western Kiros. Came up just short in that one, so trying to get that momentum going again. But here's a guy that can finish you quickly. The Cleaner's got 2 first-round submission victories. Let's take a closer look at the Cleaner. You know, Jonathan, sometimes the cleaner ends up dancing longer than his fights last because he's had those 2 first-round submission victories. You saw that mounted guillotine against Sukar there. And, you know, just ran this into some trouble in title competition with Western Quiros. Now, the funny thing is, his opponent, Isaac Enriquez, knows all too well about that because he was a recipient of an errant upkick there from Quiros that robbed him of the UNF Rising Stars lightweight title that he had won over Jairi Baker. Now, talking about Enriquez, he needs a little momentum switch too. He's getting right back in the saddle. He was at UNF 22. He took a fight on 1 day's notice, took on the debuting Leonardo Montiel, and lost that one by decision, questionable in some people's eyes.
Yeah, it was a very, very close decision. You know, he was preparing for a fight at a different weight class. His opponent came in 15 pounds overweight, so he took that fight on short notice, 1 day notice. And it's very tough to take a fight on 1 day notice. You don't have a lot of time to watch tape on your opponent and prepare, especially when you're preparing for a different fighter. But his opponent, Farnsworth, you know, this guy, he gets better every single time we see him in the cage. You know, he works with T-City Brian Ortega over at Gracie University, but his grappling has always been on display, but every single time we see him step inside the UpNext fighting cage, it's his striking that seems to have improved so much. So every time he steps in the cage is a new wrinkle to his game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
And Leonardo Montiel is going to be on tomorrow night's card as well. We'll see if he can keep things rolling, and I'm told we are ready for our next weigh-in as we head back to the stage. Hakopian takes on Jason Jones.
Thank you so much, Todd. And now let's bring in our fighters for our Rising Stars welterweight bout tomorrow at UNF 23. Please welcome our Rising Star from the blue corner, Jason Jones Jr.
Let's go, Jason!
The Hawk is now weighing in. His official weight is 167 even. 167 even for the Hawk, Jason Jones Jr. And please welcome his opponent out of the red corner, Rising Star, the Terminator, Hakopian. Savak is representing SoFit Academy. Official weight for Savak, 168.8. 168.8 for Savak. Let's face off, guys. And guys, please face forward. And let's bring in our partner, Sofia Gutierrez.
All right, Jason, you fought here just a couple weeks ago. You're trying to get your win tomorrow night. What do you have to do against a guy who won his debut fight?
I just got to be calm, have fun, enter the flow state, get moving, be aerodynamic.
You're going against an opponent who's looking to get his first win here at UNF. You won your debut fight. What are your keys to success to get that victory tomorrow night?
My keys to success, just stay calm and do what I'm good at. You know, just be myself and I'll be calm and go out there and put on the performance.
Jason, you get that win tomorrow. What's next for you?
Probably just down a bunch of Hennessy and then just see what happens.
Is the future bright that you have to wear shades?
The future's very bright and I don't want to dilate my eyes too much before tomorrow, so.
All right, well, good luck to you both. Back to you guys.
Dilated pupil is one of the underestimated things that you face in a weigh-in situation. Now, Jason Jones said that he was going to be aerodynamic. That certainly seemed to be the case. He is all business up front and just a little bit of party in the back for this one. Now, that's a bit of a skullet more than a mullet at this point.
Yeah, he just needs the Canadian tuxedo and he'd fit in perfectly right now. You know, all denim. But, you know, Jason Jones is a very dangerous fighter. His record is not indicative of how talented of a young man this guy is. He makes in his past 3 defeats, he made very small mistakes, Todd, and unfortunately those small mistakes were capitalized by his opponent. But he is a very dangerous striker, and he's going up against a very tough opponent. So I'm looking forward to seeing Hakopian versus Jones. It should be a great scrap.
Yeah, Jason Jones is about the best 0-3 fighter you'll ever find. He was up in the fight against Sir Gregor Balki and then ate that spinning back fist. He was the recipient of some huge suplexes by Diego Sanchez last time out, but also displayed some great toughness and striking. And Savak Hakopian is looking to keep that momentum going. He's 1-0, and the Terminator is going to be targeting the Hawk. That is to be sure. All these guys have fought for UNF before, and let's take a closer look at some of the guys and some of their highlights from previous UNF competition.
And looking for that home run with the overhand right.
Oh!
He got it right here! Oh my Lord!
Oh my God! Ground and pound!
Enriquez swarming here, looking for the finish. Referee Mike Beltran getting a real close look here. That's gonna be it! Oh my Lord! On 2 days' notice, we have a new champion.
Wow!
Here we go. Let's get to the replay. You see that right hand right up the middle, right down the button. Mike Beltran flirted with stoppage early, but allowed Ajamian to fight back, and he did a good job. You see that clean right hand just fells Ajamian, and the swarm. Enriquez smelling blood in the water like a shark. You see Ajamian still has his wits about him here, but a couple of
fighting out of the blue corner. He'll be on the right of your screen there, taking on El Lobo. Joey Velasquez out of the red corner. He'll be able to settle in a little bit. Boy, what an exciting start to this thing. Just muscling him down now is Farnsworth. Oh, he does! And cue the ground and pound. Oh,
he got a little sloppy.
He sure
tried
did.
to take the back.
Absolutely, but man, oh man.
That's it!
Oh, incredible!
With 10 seconds left.
Brendan, the cleaner, Farnsworth!
Using that reach, measured him. Aggressively looking for the submission, trying to pull that triangle down. Out of there was Sukar. Look out here, might have a mounted guillotine in the making.
Big scramble into guillotine right here. He's got to get the position, got to get the leg position, and he puts him out.
Oh, the clean.
Excel, Malibu Gangster, Conrad!
Of this, Ibarra trying to get back to a vertical base, north-south now by Conrad, trying to get his back, getting those hooks in. Got to be careful. Ibarra was trying to turn there. Look out, rear naked choke is applied. It might be deep here. Ibarra is in deep, deep trouble. And he taps.
Axel Conrad, oh my Lord!
Shrugging his shoulders like Michael Jordan walked off against the Portland Trail Blazers. Great victory for Axel Conrad.
Kick there, looking for a takedown, bull rushing, Vardumian looking for the leg trip. Vardumian was wise to it, and starts to
He's out! He's out! Lord Vardumian puts him to sleep! What a job by Anthony Vardumian!
Well, Vardumian.
The chin of Ben Alvarado, and he was out on his feet there, Todd.
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, punch in bunch.
Look at the hands of
Arthur
Spoiler.
Beautiful job, breaking down the range, in on the single leg, and brings him right to the back.
Wow. Vicious.
Oh my God.
Well, he'd rather throw you than know you. Would Arthur. Body pressure and side control. Looking to put him away.
That's it. As advertised, Dustin Gutkowski has made his debut. And boy, this kid ain't going nowhere.
Is Stone Lavelle!
Chase in his first
Nice takedown there. How beautiful was that? Beautiful transition, but he's out of the fryer into the frying pan because he's locked in a triangle now, Todd. And that's tight. We'll see if Lavelle can maybe try and roll through and get a mounted triangle here, perhaps. He's got a hold of the arm as well. That's gonna do it. My goodness, those long limbs of Stone Lavelle. What a submission win.
All right, great highlights there from over the past 22 plus shows here at Up Next Fighting. We are honored to be joined by La Mangosta himself, Victor Henry, 24 big wins in the MMA cage, UFC veteran. Welcome back to Up Next.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Glad to be here, man. Shit. Oh, what's up, guys? I'm glad to be here, man. This is, obviously, I'm not used to being on this side of things. You know, I'm used to being on that side of things.
No doubt about it. Now, we got to talk about, you're going to be in the corner of Gianni, the sleeper, Robles. A shot at the bantamweight title against a guy that's been a buzzsaw going through the competition in Anthony the Bully Romero. Can you shed some light on what type of camp the sleeper has had and how he's looking going into this big fight?
Well, I mean, as far as just straight camp goes, Johnny's looking really good. In the middle of this camp, he had another fight which he put on a highlight over for another promotion, California Cage Warriors. And, you know, we didn't actually let Gianni know that he was going to be fighting this fight until after that fight. We wanted to see how things went and, you know, well, how many people can say they had a fight in training camp?
Especially one that ended as quickly as it did.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't really expecting that, but we know that Gianni has power in his hands, in both of his hands. And if he lands, then it's going to be a short night for whoever decides to get punched by those. And, you know, why do you think my nose looks like this? Because he's part of my training camps also.
Yeah, you guys got a couple of fights going up against Black House MMA. You know, it's like a little CMMA versus Black House MMA, little rivalry starting to develop.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they have good fighters coming out of their camp, and you know, from our amateur league, from our amateur guys all the way going up to pro. I mean, our goal as far as, you know, training partners, coaches, whatever you want to see it as, or even as a team, is never to be against another team. Right. CMMA and Black House, we both have the same goals. We want to be the best. Right. And it just so happens that these two camps right now in the Southern California area are just producing some of the best guys out there right now. And if we got to meet each other on the local scene to get to the bigger scene, then that's what we got to do.
Right on.
And I would think a couple slaps to the face from Josh Barnett could probably put somebody's nose to the other side of their face
you would
as
think,
well.
But you know what? Usually it's two slaps, so you think slap, and you end up back in the middle.
Right back
but,
where you started.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. When you got a guy like Anthony Romero, you know, an absolute juggernaut, very dangerous fighter on his feet and on the ground, is there anything special that goes into the preparation for the camp? I know you mentioned you didn't tell Gianni that he was taking this fight until after his last one, but did you guys do any adaptation in the camp, or is it pretty much just business as usual?
A little A, a little B. You know, preparing for each fighter is his own fighter in his own right, with his own skills, body type, the way they move and everything. You know, I've been in this game long enough to where I can recognize certain body types, the way they move, and everybody has their own things they like to do. Anthony Romero, I've been watching for a long time, being here, watching different fights, because I knew that at some point we were going to meet. And, you know, of course, I saw his fight against Brandon Dow, and then all those, and I was like, that kid is good. And then he's putting in the work. You know, I seen UNF promoting his workout videos, and I can see that he's putting in all the good work. He's doing his strength and conditioning, his grappling, his striking. He's doing all those good things. With Romero specifically, we did some stuff that was catered towards Romero, but we also completely trained because we're a complete school. We're not looking to just do one thing. We have a plan A, we have a plan B, and we have a plan C. Again, Robles has knockout power in those hands too. So do I think Romero's just going to try to walk through him the way he's walked through everybody else? I don't think so. I think Romero might take a couple, but he will still try to walk forward because that's the type of fighter he is. So I told Gianni that as we're preparing, I don't care if you land heavy on people, he's going to keep walking forward because that's his style. So as I'm walking forward, I'm pressuring Gianni. Of course, I'm taller than Romero, so it's good. The range is different. So we have some shorter guys in the gym working with Gianni and pressure fighting. And, you know, I think the game plan that we put together for this particular fight, I think it should be done within 2.
Sounds like you definitely have the recipe for success. Nobody has had an answer to the riddle of the bully thus far, but if anybody can, Gianni Robles certainly could. I'm told that we're going to head back to the stage, and our next fighters are ready to weigh in. David Rojas making his professional debut, and Rain standing by as he will take on Carlos Elizarraraz.
Thanks, guys. Now please welcome our fighters for our UNF bantamweight bout, starting with our fighter from the blue corner, David Rojas. David is making his professional debut tomorrow at UNF 23, representing CMMA. He's weighed in at 139 even for David Rojas. And now please welcome his opponent out of the red corner, Carlos Elizarraraz. Carlos is representing Rounders MMA. He's making his homecoming return right here at UNF. Official weight for Carlos, 139.2 pounds for Carlos. If you could step right over here, Carlos. Face off, gentlemen. You guys can get closer. Let's feel the intensity between you guys. Let's go. And now please step forward, face our camera.
2 great young athletes here. And great that we have Victor Henry. Hopefully we can keep you around long enough to get a thought on Rojas making his pro debut after we hear from Sofia.
All right, David, you're making your pro debut in the UNF cage. You said that you had a fire inside of you. What's that about?
Everyone's going to see tomorrow.
You said you were going to bring the house down tomorrow. How do you plan on doing that?
Everyone's going to see tomorrow.
All right, Carlos, you're looking to get your first win here at UNF. How do you plan on doing that against a fighter who's eager to get his win during his debut?
I'm just going to go all out from the beginning, all out.
And Carlos, you did fight on one of the first UNF shows, so how does it feel to be back?
Awesome. Amazing to go back, yeah.
Any last words?
Let's have fun.
Last words? Nope. All right. Good luck to you guys. Throwing it back to you guys.
I guess we'll see tomorrow. So great that we have you here, Victor. You know, obviously, you know, another guy from your camp that was a fixture as a rising star. What made now the time to make the jump to the pro ranks? What was it that you, maybe Chad, saw?
Rojas has been putting in so much damn work at that gym, and he has been just changed as a martial artist in general. I mean, from when he was in the Rising Stars ranks and now to going into pro, he's just so much is different about his training, the way he views fighting, even down to, you know, him just having questions. Now he has vastly different questions. Before, you know, when amateurs come up to you and they have questions about techniques, oh, how do I do this in this way and this and that way? It's different than when somebody comes up to you and says, how do I set this up?
Right.
How do I get the finishing mechanics on this? So now even the questions are different.
Right.
You know, so, you know, he's one of the guys that I just started sending old school Shudo videos that my coaches were sending to me, old school Fujiwara catch wrestling videos. And it's like, this is where I got it from. Take a notice of this. Don't screw all this. All this is the finishing mechanics, but take a look at what he's doing over here in order to pin things down and things. So just down to the understanding of martial arts, it's vastly different. So with that, we're just like, okay, well, just let's go for this pro jump. And of course, his opponent Carlos, just another guy in the scene that, you know, Gianni Robles has fought. Right. So, you know, there are steps that everybody's got to take, and, you know, as you take those steps, you come to a certain understanding, and then when you have that understanding, it's next step. It's the graduating levels in like in a video game.
Victor, how do you find so much time, you know, to mentor some of these young fighters while you're also pursuing your own dream in the UFC? Like, how do you balance that schedule?
You know, man, I'm always in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always time for my fighting. So when I have a fight camp coming up, of course, you know, I focus on me and I do my thing and I listen to my coaches and I kind of like drop little hints here and there for the other fighters to pick up on. However, I'm in that gym anyways, and if I don't have a fight coming up, I'll take a round off and I'll watch and I'll be like, okay, well, try this and try that and try this. You know, it's one thing to just lead by standing off on the side and watching, but I take a very hands-on approach where I'll even step in the middle of a round and I'll put my hands on somebody. Hey, don't do this instead. As opposed to, hey, you should have done this during this moment, because now the moment has passed. The feeling isn't there. So I actually physically jump in there. Hey, do this and this. And mind you, I'm still sparring, or I have my whatever. I'll take the round off and I'll watch Rojas spar, and I'll be like, hey, in the middle of this grappling exchange, watch out for this. He's going to do this. Do this instead. Put your hand here. You know, physically touch him and move him. Right. You know, that way these guys can learn in that moment what it feels like right there. And it changes everything so much. You know, to the point where it's like, oh, I felt that, and then the next time you go to it, they have that feeling in it already, and they know what it's supposed to feel like. It's kind of like being the demo dummy. Whenever whenever my coaches were showing me something, I said, do it on me. I want to know how it feels when the coach does it. So that way, when somebody does it to me and it's not up to par, I ain't tapping. Right. I'm getting out because I know what it's supposed to feel like.
There you have it, baptism by fire. Well, we wish your fighters the best of luck in the UNF cage tomorrow. And to you as well, we hope that win number 25 is close at hand. And speaking of CMMA fighters, we've got our next weigh-in ready to go.
Thanks, guys. Now please welcome our fighters for the Rising Stars middleweight and Camo State middleweight title. Starting with our challenger, Bryce Up the Hill de Camargo. Come on, Bryce, hit that scale. His official weight, 180 for our challenger, Bryce de Camargo. And now next to the scale, our Rising Stars middleweight champion, Stone Cold Lavelle. Stone Cold is representing CMMA, official weight 183.6 for our Rising Stars middleweight champion. Now Stone, if you could hop off the scale, you guys face off. You guys can get closer. Let's feel the intensity between the two of you. You guys are looking at the Rising Stars middleweight and Camo State middleweight title between Stone Cold Lavelle and Bryce Up the Hill de Camargo. Guys, please face forward to our camera.
Man, Lavelle is twisted steel and sex appeal. This guy is ripped.
Put together 2 titles on the line. The Rising Stars title of UNF as well as the Camo State title will be up for grabs in the middleweight division. 2 biggest fighters you'll see on the card tomorrow. Sophia, take it away. Let's get a word with these 2.
All right, Stone, you've seen your opponent. Day before the fight, 2 titles on the line. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Had a good camp, had a good cut, just ready to go.
You're going against a fighter who's been on a winning streak. What are you going to do to upset that winning streak?
I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to show out.
All right, Bryce, you heard that. He said he's going to show out. What are you going to do to make sure you continue on your winning streak tomorrow?
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do what I do, but I think what I do is a little better.
What are some of the things that you think you can outdo in your opponent?
I think there's some obvious discrepancies in the wrestling skill, and I've been working very hard on my striking. I'm training with Joe Schillen. I'm doing striking, 2 times a day, 5-6 times a week. So I'm getting as much striking in as anybody, and then the wrestling is just always in my back pocket.
2 titles on the line. How eager are you to take them back home with you?
Yeah, I've been working this for a long time. I've been training since I was 5 years old. I always dreamed of being a champion in MMA, and coming from wrestling, one of the things you always aspire to in high school wrestling is the state championship, and that's something I was never able to pull out myself. So being able to have that kind of title in front of me again, I'm very hungry for it.
Stone, 2 titles on the line. What are you going to do to make sure you keep those? And you heard what your opponents say about your wrestling. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I would agree with them. I think that's always what people say when they get in there with me. But I train with good people. I train with good mentors, good coaches, and that's something I'm always improving on. So I think we'll show a lot with that tomorrow night.
Well, good luck to you both. Throwing it back to you guys.
Thank you, Sophia. 2 titles up for grabs in that one in the middleweight division. Great to see Stone Cold Lavelle back in action. What? But a very confident Bryce de Camargo as well. who, you know, he talked about his wrestling there. I've seen some of his footage, previous fights. He's got powerful takedowns. You get that power double leg into the ground and pound. That's something Lavelle's going to have to look out for.
Yeah, but, you know, Lavelle works at a camp, CMMA, where they were very wrestling heavy. You know, Josh Barnett, Chad George, obviously, you know, catch wrestling's a big part of their game. And, you know, catch wrestling is a little bit more, you know, focused towards mixed martial arts than collegiate wrestling is. So, you know, it's very interesting to see what kind of improvements Lavelle has made in his ground game. But hopefully we'll get a chance to glimpse it tomorrow night.
Well, and Victor Henry mentioned it, send in a tape of Fujiwara. So if I don't see a Fujiwara armbar by Rojas, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. Fight number 7 on the card tomorrow is ready to weigh in as we head back to the stage.
Thank you, guys. And now please welcome our fighters for our Rising Stars featherweight bout at UNF 23. Please welcome our rising star from the blue corner, David Guzman. David is representing Logic Laverne, fighting out of Laverne, California. Official weight for David, 141 even. 141 for David Guzman. And his opponent out of the red corner, Artur Olimtsakania. Artur is representing Olymp Fight Club and Adam Gregorian's team, fighting out of Glendale, California. Official weight, 145 even. 145 even for Artur Sakanian. And Artur, please step over here. You guys are looking at the Rising Stars featherweight bout tomorrow at UNF 23. You can watch us live right here at Commerce Casino, or you can buy our pay-per-view online at starfund.stream. David Guzman versus Artur Olimtsakanian.
David Guzman looking for his first victory, and it's going to be a tough draw against Artur Sakanian, who has world-class judo, world-class grappling, and looks to put it on display once again at UNF 23.
David, you're making your UNF debut. Talk to me about the excitement that comes with that.
I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for this opportunity. I'm ready to go out there and put on a show for everyone to make this very entertaining.
Artur, you made your debut, your last fight, ended in an early stoppage. Are you looking to do something similar this time around?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm looking to do the same. I'm grateful to my head coach, Aram Gregorian, all my coaches. I think we did well done for this fight, more than enough, and I'm 100% ready for tomorrow. Thank you for my opponent working hard, and we trust to God. We had the plan, and God does plan for us. See you tomorrow, everyone. We're ready.
David, could you explain to me your tattoo, jiu-jitsu tattoo? Is that going to be a factor tomorrow night?
If we get to the ground, then I'm going to do what I have to do. I want to keep it standing as much as I can, but I know he loves his takedown, so if we get there, it's fair game.
Artur, any final words?
Yes, we prepare in all aspects, in striking, grappling, standing. It's going to be a great fight. See you tomorrow. The win is going to be ours.
Good luck to you both. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sophia. You know, I love Artur there saying, hello, everybody, but if he gets a hold of you, it's goodbye, everybody, because you're going to take a ride. Here's a fighter that, you know, last time he weighed in for his debut, a lot of the fighters, a lot of the coaches especially, were keeping a close eye. There was just a buzz around this kid because he's got a world-class pedigree.
Yeah, you know, he's probably on a list of maybe 5 or 6 young fighters, amateur fighters that I've seen in my 15, 16 years of doing this that I would say he's in the top of them. You know, I'd put him up there with JP Lobosnian, Hamza Trad. You know, he's of that ilk. He's got something special about him. And Sakanian, you know, he's as cool, calm, and collected as you can be, as you saw him there during the weigh-ins. But once that cage door, you know, gets locked, he turns into a different kind of animal.
Yeah, you know, world-class judoka. If he gets a hold of you, that hip gets in there, you know, you're going for a ride, and, you know, Guzman's gonna have to use that jiu-jitsu if it gets to the ground. We'll see if he can pull something out. But fighters have pulled victories from the clench of the jaws of defeat several times in UNF, and we're going to take a closer look back at some of the great action that UpNext Fighting has brought over the last few years.
Trying to slam him there. You don't want to
leave yourself susceptible to a triangle or an armbar. Looking to use the power bomb.
Oh,
Shades of Rampage down.
Oh, wait a minute, though. And that's what happens. You leave yourself open to the submission. He slammed him. He kept his arm in there, and he got caught in the Russian army at one point.
Really, that's fantastic. This is why I love UNF, guys. One of the greatest events. We have the Crippler Chris.
Margev's wheelhouse is, he's eating a whole lot of clock, trying to get aggressive, trying to put an exclamation point on the round, and does.
Oh, he's done!
Put him down.
With a huge head kick and a nice hammer fist here, nice right hand, and the shin bump. Blab, and Pargev Kachatrian.
Pargev, the Armenian soldier, Kachatrian.
Looking for the Dars. Really cranking and
That is
applying the
tight.
pressure here.
That is tight. That might be it.
Stafford in a heap of trouble. Can Kachatrian
He finished him.
Oh my!
Oh! Wow, what a finish.
Fourth straight UNF victory. Time will tell, and it is time to fight on. See Karo feet, but the Syrian Prince wants him back on his feet.
This one's over, guys.
Ground and pound, full mount. The Syrian Prince does not intend to advocate that throne going to work.
Hamza Trad is an absolute savage right now.
Karolson, oh, he got caught again. That's going to be it, boys. Oh, my Lord. Reeling, and Hamza Trad, you see that knee. Oh, my Lord. Right to the chin. And then here you see the swarm, the finish, as Kiro's covering up and Hamza Trad just laying into him. Big shots, the referee.
Hamza, the Syrian Prince, Trad!
Right there, frown upside down. Now he's in top position. Got an arm isolated again.
Oh, Von Fluke. Yeah, really putting the pressure on that shoulder.
He got him.
He got him.
He got the arm triangle. Wow, with the arm triangle.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
And another back foot.
Joseph Rodriguez.
A vertical base, a lot of strength here. Oh, look at that, what a beautiful takedown. Man, what action. Back and forth, seesaw.
Rodriguez still in on that single leg, though.
There's no feeling out process in this one, partner. They have gone right at it, slipping there as Edwards up.
Oh, he got
oh my goodness!
Big head kick finish. Oh my God!
What a debut! We mentioned that Rodriguez.
Here it is again.
Bloop. Gotta believe knockout of the night honors going to Joseph Rodriguez. My goodness, I don't think anybody will argue with that. But what a debut with his dad in the house.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Gianni Robles.
Got Gomez up against the cage here in the early going, trying to get that takedown and does. Scores it with authority. Just grinding stuff here.
Now he's flattened him out completely.
By Robles, and he works the strikes in there to stay busy. Ground and pound offense here by Sleeper Robles. Gomez has got to do something. He's got to defend himself. If he keeps eating these shots, it's going to be over in a hurry, gentlemen.
Referee getting a real close look here.
Robles, that's going to be it.
Johnny Robles with a tremendous first round TKO.
Look, and you see Romero ripping the body again. There was a nasty. Now's in trouble.
This might be the beginning of the end. He's got almost 2 minutes to work with. Here by Romero, but does he have enough? The mouthpiece souvenir.
He got on the Schmo's forehead right here.
God,
Man.
and referee getting real close to stopping this one, boys. Oh, I just got splatted again.
Hey everybody, welcome back, and we are joined by one of the greatest big men to ever do it, the War Master, Josh Barnett. Welcome. Now, we just took a good look at Gianni the Sleeper Robles. The Sleeper has been a nightmare for recent opponents, 4 straight wins, including coming off of a 23-second knockout victory.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Gianni as he heads into this big title fight tomorrow?
He's a well-rounded fighter, although, you know, he's more of a grappler, wrestler than, say, the Bully is, who really tends to lean in on his boxing and his pressure, forward pressure. And he does have some wrestling in his background and his skill set. Is it better than Gianni's? I would say if they were to go head-to-head and just wrestle, I'm sure he would scrap well, but Gianni would beat him. And when it comes to a fight, I think one of the biggest things will be the difference between what it would be like if Romero actually tastes the power of Gianni and what he does with it. Is he going to double down on what he does and potentially get hit again, or is he going to back off some? That's what we're going to find out.
That's the age-old one. You find out what happens once you get punched in the face there.
And nobody has hit Romero like that yet.
Right.
And I'm not saying he can't take a punch, and I'm not saying he's some sort of a lesser man. I'm just saying Gianni hits very, very hard.
Yeah, Robles, 23 seconds in his last fight, Cage Warriors. Did that kind of surprise you, the way he touched him and put that guy out like a light?
No, not at all.
No?
I've seen him one-punch people before, since the amateurs.
Yeah.
So, and it's in both hands. That's why I'm saying if Romero leaves an opening and Gianni just drops one in the gap, just takes one,
right,
it's going to change his attitude. If it doesn't, put his whole lights out.
Now, I have 2 questions for you. One, from my long-lost Uncle Gene, who wanted me to always ask you, what's the difference between a Kimura and an Americana?
Well, normally he's like, ask Josh Barnett if he'll teach you a Kimura. The difference between the Kimura and the double wrist lock is, one, it's been called the double wrist lock far longer than it's ever been called a Kimura. Number 2, we as catch wrestlers have a much better application and use of the double wrist lock than the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys with the Kimura, because there has been a ton of development of just using 2-on-1s in wrestling in general, whereas in Jiu-Jitsu, that's not really been the case. So a lot of times you find people using what they'll call the Kimura grip, but with no thumb, which means they aren't actually controlling the arm, which means they're only putting all their efforts into using it in only one fashion, in only one direction, and with only one angle of attack. Whereas from the catch perspective, the wrestling perspective, we have so many more options with it.
Right on. And my second question is, where's the War Master bourbon?
Well, it is up in Oxnard at the moment, sitting in barrels, doing its thing. You can find it on the shelves out here in Southern California, and possibly as well as in Washington.
Yeah, where is
Texas
it now?
Currently, why is it?
Well, I don't walk with it, but I can tell you what, if there is a bottle finder option on the warbringerbourbon.com website, so you guys can go and find your own.
And while we're talking about Josh Barnett business, WrestleMania week is coming up, and Bloodsport has become a fixture of that. What do you have on tap for Vegas?
Well, so far we've announced Olympic silver medalist from freestyle wrestling from Georgia, David Modzmanishvili, making his Bloodsport return. We have veterans of Bloodsport, Timothy Thatcher, Miyu Yamashita, Simon Gotch, and Tom Lawler, all announced for the card so far. And last night I announced Shinya Aoki, the Tobikan Judan from Japan. He will be competing in Josh Barnett's Bloodsport for the first time, as well as I will make another announcement for another name later today.
Can't wait for that. We can't get the exclusive right here. I mean, we are live.
Well, that's pretty exclusive at the moment.
It's
no
coming.
matchups have been announced as of yet, but that'll be coming soon.
Where can we watch this?
You can watch it on Triller TV, formerly known as Fight TV.
Okay.
It's a part of the Triller
Collective.
Plus program and the Collective, but I believe there should be plenty of options, maybe even like free trials that one could use to go ahead and watch it. Yeah, and to be honest, best of all, show up in person at the Palms, buy your tickets on Ticketmaster, and go see what all the fuss is all about. Let's go see the blood fly.
We might have to go to Vegas, Todd.
Might have. I'd have to take that in. And I'll tell you, with guys like Timothy Thatcher, if he asks for your digits, don't give them to him. Not going to end well. But speaking of action, we're going to take a closer look at Kryptonita Gianni Vasquez, who will once again put his title on the line at UNF 23.
Hit the home run. Oh my goodness! And it might be the other way. Rojas and maybe that way. Wow! Beautiful takedown from Gianni Vasquez. That was a statement maker there. And a desperation takedown attempt by Avard. He gets elevated and dropped on his back. Power takedown by the champ. Possibly could propel him into those ranks. Submission attempt and decides to land some big putazos instead. Heavy shots. Big shots here towards the end of the round. We will see if the challenger will survive.
All right, Josh, so there we saw Kryptonita Gianni Vasquez. He's a guy that kind of seems on that trajectory, the likes of a Victor Henry, of a Christopher Taco Padillas we've seen in recent times, heavily rumored to maybe be on the short list of guys that might get the call.
Is he a pro? I thought I saw he was wearing camo gloves.
He is
He's pro. He is pro.
Yeah.
Well, he looked rather tough in there. Is he a 35er, 25er?
35.
35.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of good 35-pounders have come through the UNF lineage. Would be no surprise to see another. Not to mention, it's good to have potential opponents for the winner of Romero and Robles.
Yeah,
you know,
always looking ahead. And you know, one thing when it comes to Vasquez, he's an interesting story. You always hear about avocados from Mexico. He's an abogado from Mexico. He's a defense lawyer in Mexico, and we're going to be heading up to the stage for the weigh-in for this big title fight.
And thank you so much, guys. And please welcome our fighters for our UNF flyweight title bout, starting with our challenger, Austin "The Ronin" Russell. He is fighting out of the blue corner. His record 4-1, standing at 5'7", representing Victory MMA San Diego. His official weight, 128.4, 128.4 for our challenger, Austin Russell. And now please welcome our champion, our flyweight champion, Gianni Kryptonita Vasquez. Gianni is representing Team Oyama, fighting out of Irvine, California, by way of Mexico City, Mexico. He is our UNF flyweight champion. The champ weighs in at 129.4, 129.4 for Gianni Kryptonita Vasquez. And now, guys, please step over here for the face-off. You are currently looking.
The champ, 3 consecutive UNF victories, puts that title on the line, carries himself like a star, and he may be a star in the making in this great sport.
Yeah, and he's got a great mustache, too. Yeah.
Well, at 130 or close to it, so I'm guessing this is a catchweight bout of all things. And even still, is he going to stay at a heavier weight? Is he going to try and move his fortunes into bantamweight, or is he going to stay here at flyweight and try to continue to make a cut down to 125, or is he going to grow into another weight class? I guess it remains to be seen.
Well, maybe Sophia can ask him. Take it away, Sophia.
All right, Austin. It's been a while since you stepped into the cage. How are you feeling now, seeing your opponent the day before the big night?
I feel confident as ever. You know, I'm honestly just really excited to be here under the bright lights of UNF, and you know, I'm just really excited to just take it all in.
Title on the line. What are some keys to victory for tomorrow?
More importantly, just staying connected mentally and spiritually, and just making sure I'm always just connected to my coach and just trusting their words and trusting my instincts.
Gianni, El Kryptonita, what are your keys to victory to make sure you keep that title and you take it back home tomorrow?
I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing, you know, walking people down, you know, break them, and then everybody's gonna see the show tomorrow night, and I'm gonna be on steel.
Russell, I'm gonna ask you about the significance of your tattoo on your chest. Can you explain to me?
Yeah, absolutely. It just means inner strength. And because I just believe like strength and just that mental fortitude, it just comes from the heart. So I just figured I'd represent that tomorrow night.
Gianni, how do you plan on bringing your strength into the fight tomorrow night?
Same as always, you know. I'm always here bringing the show for the people, and then I have all my family, my friends, and then everybody behind me, you know. So tomorrow night, I just want the crowd to get excited, you know. I will take the energy, and then I will bring the show for you guys.
Good luck to you both. Back to you guys.
All right, well, Jonathan mentioned it, and you mentioned too, so almost a Simon Gotch-esque mustache there by the champion.
Needs a little more length. Yeah.
He's working on it. But both guys for this big high-profile bout seem pretty cool, calm, and collected. You know, and you're many times up there at the scale. What are you looking for in the body language of your opponent, and maybe hoping to get that mental edge?
Honestly, nothing. I really don't care about them. The fact that they're there just shows me that they haven't ran off, and that's about it. I really don't give a shit about who I'm fighting and what they want. I just want to get my hands on them. But if anything, from this little parlay up there, I would say I hope Russell's characters are correct, because there's so many websites out there where they screenshot people's character tattoos, and usually in kanji or in Chinese characters, and go, here's how it's the wrong translation.
Yeah, that's not what it says.
Sometimes to much hilarity.
Yes. Mostly for me.
Well, if you can't entertain yourself, then who can you?
Well, I'm pretty much a master at that.
The war master at entertaining.
Indeed, but again, the bourbon, conspicuous by its absence.
Yeah. Well,
is the bourbon.
I don't want to come off like a lush and going everywhere with a bottle of booze with me. Although, you know, how's it usually work? First taste is on me, and then the second's on you. But I also have a lot of responsibilities coming up tomorrow night. I'll be in the corner of Svetomir Todorov. I'll also be helping with David Rojas and Stone Lavelle. And Chase Gibson, as well as Johnny Sleeper Robles. So it's going to be a big night. The whiskey will have to wait until afterwards.
Yeah, we talked about it with La Mangusta. A little bit of a rivalry developing between Black House and CMMA. A lot of these camps are producing a lot of guys that are facing off with each other. And is there you know, starting to be a little bit of bad blood there, or?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, maybe they sit around all upset about stuff, but I honestly, I don't think about them at all.
No.
They exist. They're a team out there. They have their guys that they're looking to build up and develop, and just like anyone else. And at the end of the day, you eventually have to go and meet in the ring.
Right.
So that means people got to fight. Outside of that, I really couldn't care less. And if they want to see things as a rivalry, then I would suggest that they spend their energies elsewhere, because I'm sure their fighters could use more help. And if we go out there and put more L's on their record, then that's just another indicator that you know, they got to maybe refine their efforts into more positive directions.
Well, there you have it. I mean, two great camps. When you talk about CMMA and UWF and Black House, they certainly are starting to set the bar around UpNext fighting. And one guy that has been renting space in a lot of people's heads, namely his opponents, is the Syrian Prince, Hamza Trad, who was a Rising Stars champion, has made the jump to the professional.
Super tough kid, great kid. Loved watching him fight. Was really introduced to him when he managed to catch that split over Shane Collins. Shane Collins has been undefeated as a pro. Hamza's only 1-0. Shane's already got 2 or 3 fights, so he's already got a better or a more experience as a pro fighter. They got to run that back, because nobody has pushed Hamza yet. Shane can do it. If not, maybe give him his first L as a pro, or you know, maybe Hamza can get his W in a clean, completely unobstructed way, no splits.
You know, now that they're in the pros and you got the 5-minute rounds, you think that would favor Shane?
I think it would do better for him, but I don't think that fight was really dictated specifically on time limits.
Okay.
I think they were just incredibly well matched.
Right.
Well, and we'd certainly love to see a chapter 2, but for now, let's take a closer look at the Syrian Prince, Hamza Trad. Up to you if you want to stick around.
This one's over, guys.
Grounded. The head kick just missed. Oh, but he caught him there.
Trad is an absolute savage right now.
for 3 3-minute rounds. Okay, he's got caught again.
Gibson finish, and then the reversal.
Ooh, nasty deep leg kick. Oh man, big left kick. That's gonna be it, Todd. Oh my Lord, Hamza Trad. Walk off.
All right, so we got a good look there at the Syrian Prince, and Jonathan, your thoughts on what we've seen from Hamza thus far? One fight as a pro, just getting started.
I mean, he's electrifying. He's very good on his feet, equally dangerous on the mat, and he's got that certain thing that most fighters look for, that extra special, if you will. He's got that X factor, if you will, and I think he's gonna be a very, very successful professional fighter.
All right, and Aaron Pete,
Yes, sir.
welcome. And let's talk. You've got some pretty high-profile stuff to take care of tomorrow in title competition. Your thoughts on what you've seen in camp for your man and his preparation?
It's been a great camp. He's been healthy. He's been active the whole time through. We've been training 2-a-days, 4 or 5 days a week. He's a very well-rounded fighter, as is Gianni. So it's a very good stylistic matchup. They're both highlight reels waiting to happen. So I expect nothing other than fireworks in this fight. It's definitely 100% mark it down fight of the night material.
And what I love, I mean, we just saw the weigh-in moments ago, and Austin certainly seemed to be cool, calm, and collected, not sweating Gianni whatsoever, and looks ready to go.
You know, when he came to me about 2 years ago, because he's from Regina, Canada, he came to me as the number 3 ranked professional bantamweight in Canada at the time. He was fighting for Battlefield Fight League. And we did one more fight with them because he was under a 4-fight contract with them. So we did one more fight with them. And that was what, because he'd been with me, he came to me like about 2 months before that. And he walked in my front door and, he's hitting double legs on everybody. He's got incredible striking, karate background, highlight wheel waiting to happen. And he's like, Coach, I have a fight coming up in 6 weeks. And I'm like, awesome, I'll help you get ready and everything. He's like, I need someone to corner me. And I was, who's cornering you? He's like, can you? Let's run it. And we go there, and he's fighting a 3-0 fighter, knocked out every one of his opponents. And he was just so calm and collected and just like loose and in good spirits. And he went out there and the performance showed it. It turned into a no contest. They stopped the fight from an illegal up kick. But up until that fight, he was absolutely mopping the floor with his opponent, who was, like I said, 3-0, an extremely tough opponent. So that's, one of his best traits, that he's not bothered by the bright lights or the intensity of the fight game. He's very much an athlete, goes out there loose and ready to perform, and he can fight anywhere the fight game goes. He has no flaws in his game, much like Gianni as well. All the respect in the world to him. But he was always, I was most impressed with him, is that when the bell rings, he comes out and he can go fight anywhere the fight goes, and he's not nervous about any positions, and he listens very well and performs incredibly well under pressure.
Now, as a coach, when you look at a guy like Gianni Vasquez, La Kryptonita, I talked about it earlier, how his nickname is very apropos because he is kryptonite to his opponents. He beats them at what they're good at. If you want to wrestle with him, he'll out-wrestle you. If you want to strike with him, he'll out-strike with you. How do you prepare for a guy like that who looks for your best and tries to beat you at it?
My experience and with Gianni goes back a long way. I'm a certified referee and a judge, and I judged a couple of his fights when he first went pro back in 2018, 2019, right before the pandemic. So I've seen him fight for a long time, and I've seen, some of his incredible performances. And preparing for a fighter like that, you just stay well-rounded. You make sure that your cardio is on point. If your cardio is not on point against a fighter like that, who can fight anywhere the fight goes and also take away your best attributes, cardio can be a huge factor in that, because Austin is the same type of fighter, to be honest. So it's going to be a great matchup of who can actually nullify the other person's strengths and what they're doing well in the middle of the fight. And one of those, best things we can do about that, Chael Sonnen said it when he was coach on The Ultimate Fighter, one of the best weapons you can take in the cage or the ring in the fight game is cardio, because you're always going to have an adrenaline dump under the bright lights. It's just part of it, and it's why our sport gets more respect than any other sport on planet Earth, the toughest sport in the world. And so one of the best traits you can take out there is health, being well-rounded and training in all aspects of the game, and incredible cardio. And we have nailed all of those aspects in this fight camp, so I'm really excited for tomorrow night.
Looks to have the winning recipe also in the words of Chael Sonnen, and I can't let you get close. Don't let Kryptonita get too close. But Austin Russell, I believe 2 or 3 championships up in Canada. We'll see if he has what it takes to take the title from Kryptonita tomorrow. But we're going to go back to the stage and another weigh-in.
Thank you so much, guys. Now, please welcome our fighters for our UNF lightweight bout tomorrow at UNF 23. Starting with our fighter from the blue corner, Mr. Sinister, David Rivera. David is representing Classic Fight Team, Raw Talent Boxing, and Warrior Fitness Center. His official weight, 153.8, 153.4 for David Rivera. And now let's bring in his opponent out of the red corner, Hamza, the Syrian Prince Trad. Hamza is representing KDMMA, his official weight, 154.8, 154.8. You guys face off each other. You can want
2 undefeated fighters here, putting that O on the line, both 1-0, coming into tomorrow's big bout. Who's going to keep that momentum rolling?
These two are as cold as ice.
Sophia going to get a word.
David, Hamza, both of you are undefeated fighters, zeros, but you guys are stepping into that cage and putting that 0 on the line. Now, Hamza, you said that one of your strengths is, David, you said that one of your strengths is making the fight yours. How do you plan on making tomorrow fights yours?
Wherever it goes, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Aggressive words from your opponent. What do you have to say to that?
Tomorrow we're coming to win. I don't care what he says. Tomorrow it's a war.
Now, you were 12-1 in the Amis. You only lost your first fight, but you've been on a winning streak since. 1 year pro debut. How do you plan on continuing on that winning streak tomorrow?
We train hard. We do everything as a professional, so we're just coming tomorrow to dominate. That's all.
Anything else? Any last words you have to say?
Doesn't matter where it goes, I'm gonna fuck him up.
All right, we're gonna send it back to you guys. Good luck to you both.
All right, thank you, Sophia. So you cut the tension with a knife with those two. You got Rivera saying wherever it goes, I'm going to F him up. And then you got the confident Syrian Prince saying he's looking to dominate. It could be fireworks in that one, guys.
Yeah, it should be. Now, as a coach, when you're coaching the guy who's on the receiving end of the bad words, how does that weigh into your psyche? Does that matter to you, what goes on at the weigh-ins, or is it all done in the gym beforehand?
No, it's a big part of the fight game, and actually you can get yourself or let yourself get absolutely rattled and drawn into the emotions of the fight game at the weigh-ins when someone wants to come at you with aggression like that. And so I'm very diligent with my fighters that it's always going to be 99% of the time respect afterwards. They're trying to get in your head. Don't let that bother you.
Right.
All we can control is none but ourselves. You keep yourself calm, cool, and collected. We're going to go out there and put on the absolute performance of a lifetime if you stay centered. When you let any thoughts outside of what's happening in the moment, you're not thinking about slipping and ripping. You're not thinking about hip escaping. You're not thinking about my technical get up. You're not thinking about controlling the arm, control the posture in the triangle, and then syncing up the ankle. You're not thinking about pinching the knees in the arm bar. You're not thinking about head, body, head in your boxing combinations. You're thinking about this guy said this to me, or this guy said he was going to do that. That has nothing to do with anything. We think about how we're going to put on the best performance possible. When you stay in that athletic flow, success will come.
Well, there you have it. You know, you had Rivera chomping at the bit. You had Hamza Trad, the Syrian Prince, cool, calm, and collected. Two guys that won't have to chomp at the bit for long because they're going to kick off the action tomorrow night. We'll be weighing in next. Let's head back to the stage.
Thank you guys so much. Now please welcome our rising stars for this featherweight bout tomorrow at UNF 23. Starting with our rising star from the blue corner, Irvin Musabelio. He is making his debut bout tomorrow right here at Commerce Casino. Official weight for Irvin, 143.4. 143.4 for Urban Musabelio. Thank you so much. And now please welcome his opponent, Kamo Gregorian. From the red corner, he is making his UNF debut, representing GFC, official weight 144.8. 144.8.
They'll kick off the action tomorrow night. Gregorian has one fight under his belt. His opponent making his debut into the bright lights for the very first time.
And you guys can catch this bout tomorrow right here at UNF 23. Guys, let's feel the intensity between the two of you. Oh, get closer. Come on. Now you can face forward. Pose in front of the camera.
Good sportsmanship there, shake of the hands. Assume they'll touch gloves tomorrow when we kick off the action at UNF 23. And Sophia standing by to get a word.
Irvin, you're making your debut tomorrow. You've seen your opponent, did the face-to-face. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good and ready to go.
Camo, you are making your UNF debut. Talk to me about the excitement that comes with that.
I feel great. I'm gonna put on a show. God bless everyone.
And you guys are starting the night off for us. How does that feel? Starting the night off, we have an exciting night of fights.
Yeah, I mean, it feels very exciting, you know, to start it off and just set the tone for everybody else. So, you know, I'm going to bring the energy, bring the excitement, and most importantly, be in the moment and cherish every single second. So I look forward to it.
Camo, you're going against Irvin. It's his debut. He's 36, you're 19. How does it feel? Does the age difference do anything for you? Does it change anything in your mind?
No, it doesn't matter for me. It's just sport. It's okay.
Well, good luck to you both. Sending it back to you guys.
Thank you, Sophia. Those two will kick it off tomorrow. And Gregorian does have one victory. It was a round one sub over Kadar Hassan. Now, one little wrinkle, and of course you can catch the action, the entire pay-per-view on Starfund stream. But for the first time, guys, we are going to have our undercard fights. Select fights will air live for free. That's right, free 99 on YouTube, on the UNF YouTube channel.
The price
Excited
is right.
about that.
The price is right, you know?
The price is right, and man, what a great promotion, and under the bright lights of UNF, which in my mind is the top promotion outside of LFA and the UFC and the MMA world, especially in America. That's why I'm so excited to have my fighters on this card, and what better promotion could you have your first and second fight for? You know, some people ask me, they're like, oh no, opponent, is that who you want to face? That is honestly one of my, because I have no tape on them.
Right.
I can't build a game plan. You have no idea if they're coming out against this up-and-coming just animal who's going to come out there and just, you know, put on an onslaught. And I don't even care if that's the case, but I want to have some type of tape so I can build a game plan to build around that, know what to defend or what weapon to take off the plate. So that looks like to be a great fight, first fight out of the gate. Both fighters looked extremely calm, extremely cool, extremely collected. That is going to be an incredible matchup to kick off our card tomorrow night.
Absolutely, and you know, Aaron, anything else you want to shout out? Victory MMA. We wish you best of luck to your fighters tomorrow. And you know, like you were mentioning, a huge opportunity, those live YouTube fights, because under the bright lights here, but visual, able to be seen worldwide. You know, huge exposure. Huge exposure. And yes, I would like to shout out, you know, my gym, Victory MMA in San Diego, California, and my brothers, Mike Lemaire, Muay Thai world champion, and BJ Oriol, and Tick Huerta, who we've built an incredible fight team, and also Shannon Gugarty, former UFC veteran, because we're coming for it all, and you can expect to see us barnstorming in the UpNext cage. But, you know, another shout out that I'd really like to give is Chris and Ryan Buckner.
what they do for the MMA world, and they cut no corners, they spare no expense, they give our fighters the best platform to succeed, and you know, it's just an incredible promotion. Their energy, their passion for the sport and building it from a local and national level, I mean, they really give us a platform and my fighters a platform to succeed under and have the best possible performance that I could ever ask for. And I've been in the fight game. I had my first fight in 2008. I've been in the fight game since 2006, training and coaching since 2009. And I have never in my life seen or been a part of a promotion that is more unselfish and really passionate about building the best promotion and the best platform for fighters than UpNext, ever.
Yeah, well, it was something like 24 shows in 36 months, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's fitting that, you know, Chris and Ryan Buckner have launched their own podcast, the Fight Family podcast, because they really make the fighters and the whole team at UNF feel like family. It truly is a fight family here at UpNext.
Yeah, and you know, you got to shout out, if you're going to shout out to Chris and Ryan, you also have to shout out to the matchmaking that goes
George
underway.
is the goat.
George Pastramagian and Ryan Buckner really do a great job of putting together these fights, and you know, our whole production team from Steve Bash and Omar and everybody in the back that make us look good on camera. So you know, it truly is a team effort, and UpNext is more of a family for us than it is a job. So it is a great place to be.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I've dealt with a lot of matchmakers in the past. A lot of matchmakers like to feed fighters to try and get highlight reel knockouts. I literally had George tell me, I don't like this fight for that fighter. I want to get fair matchups for everybody. Let's find a different matchup, or let's work on this matchup. I have never dealt with another matchmaker as unselfish and honest as him. So yeah, and I had Carly Lombardo on the Highland card last month, and then I had Justin De Leon 3 months ago here, and I just could not be more excited. I wonder if I could keep all of my MMA team with this promotion, I would do it. So
that would be amazing.
Thanks for having me on, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Really
Best of luck
appreciate
tomorrow.
it.
Best of luck to
Good luck to you.
Austin.
Thank you, guys.
Everybody.
Appreciate you very much.
And right now we're going to, you talked about the matchmaking. We've had some great matchmaking. We've had some magical moments, and we're going to take a closer look at some of the fighters that will compete at UNF 23.
Taking some big, deep breaths before the round. Changed the demeanor of Romero instantly. Oh, the inside right to the body. Now going to work is the bully. 10 seconds left. Let's see if he can get the finish here. Oh, he got him again. What's keeping him alive? He's getting just absolutely blasted. Oh, he got him. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Romero with thunder in both hands. Oh, my Lord. Unbelievable. It was
Anthony the Bully Romero.
See, this is where Volodya needs to settle his legs, change levels, and go.
Oh, man! You know what? Still in tracks for the trains coming through. Wow! Anthony Romero. Oh my God! Perhaps his first mistake, and that left hand twice right on the button. That's all she wrote. Turn out the
moment briefly. And he's looking.
Oh, the suplex!
The big throw.
Oh,
my goodness.
Reversal!
Oh, he's got an arm bar. He's got the arm bar. Unbelievable.
Oh my God! Wow!
Wow! What a fight!
What a transition!
unbelievable.
What a fight.
Took him for a one-way trip to Suplex City, guys. But then we thought he was going to give up position as a result, and out of nowhere.
Look at that arm bar, right out of nowhere. I mean, that was so quick. That's how fast he threw it up there.
Away from the cage, back to the center. Nice crisp jab from Vasquez. They were just trying to get the referee not having it. This action continues. Vaughan's exhausted, guys. Absolutely exhausted. Oh, that's gonna be it! That's gonna be it! We have a new champion, Gianni Vasquez! Chase and Cooper Gibson!
In just phenomenal condition. Yeah, he's chiseled. Big shot for Chase Gibson lands. And again on the hip, beautiful takedown.
I will see if he at
elects to do that again, or perhaps some ground and pound, perhaps a little bit of both. Giving up the business now is Gibson. Mayaskalin's got to answer here, or he's going to be packing back for San Francisco.
We're getting real close, and that's going to be it, Todd. Chase and Cooper Gibson with the second round TKO victory.
Another huge win in the region, but the first for Gibson in the up.
Chase and Cooper Gibson.
It's interesting, kid.
Referee Chris Lieben there making sure he wasn't holding the cage. Cranking on the arm here is Gibson. Look out now. North-south position.
He's got that choke in deep. Looking for the Darce here, if he can connect that arm.
Gibson's got 4 wins by decision.
Oh my Lord! Chase and Cooper Gibson, tremendous first round submission victory.
Once he found that neck, game, set, match, wasn't gonna let go.
The Belizean
tonight. Nice takedown there from Belizean warrior Albert Morales. Morales making things very, very uncomfortable for Cisco Rivera. Cisco gets his back. Morales going to work here. Does Cisco have an answer? Trad taking a good look at this. He's bloody. Mike Beltran getting real close here. It's going to be over. That's a wrap. Defends his title. And still, wow.
Pure violence, gentlemen, pure violence.
All right, welcome back, everybody. A lot of action there, Jonathan, and of course, we're joined by another very special guest and someone who has helped create fighters that have brought us much action over the time from KD MMA, Karo Darbinyan. Welcome, and big night for you tomorrow.
Thank you guys for having me. Yes, we're going to have a big night tomorrow. We have about 4 fighters fighting from our gym. So we're super excited. The guys have been training really hard. So we're waiting to put on a show for UpNext tomorrow.
Tell us a little bit about your gym. Where's it located? How can people find you on the internet? You have several now. I think you just opened one in Montrose, correct?
Yes, sir. So the gym's name is KD MMA. We have a location in Glendale, California, and in Montrose, California. We've been around about 7 years now. We specialize in jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, MMA, boxing. We have a lot of great coaches, amazing fighters, a lot of talent coming out of our gym slowly, so we're excited. It's going to be good.
How has the transition been for you from going from, the selfish fighter yourself when you have to get prepared for fights to actually preparing others for fights and many at the same time?
It's better because I come from a fighting background, so I know how much work it takes and how much guidance the guys need. So growing up, there's certain things that I went through that I don't want them to go through, so I try to make sure I'm there at as much as I can. Not just myself, the coaches that work with the fighters. So luckily, we all try to put in time with them. It's not a once a day thing or once a week thing. It's a couple 5-6 days a week, couple hours a day. And luckily we have guys that are willing to come in and just train their butts off until we get our results. So it's a two-way street. You can't have a good coach and on the other end the fighter doesn't want to do it. So luckily the fighters want to fight and we want to train them. So we have it both. So it's good.
I love it, putting the KD in KD MMA and, you know, helping fighters eliminate some of those potential pitfalls, you know, that you've maybe encountered over the generations. Now, we saw a lot of action between Chase Gibson and the Belizean warrior Albert Morales. Gibson known for his groundwork, a lot of submissions, and now we're going to take a closer look at him as the featherweight title will be on the line tomorrow at UNF 23. Let's take a closer look at our main event. Okay, we're looking together. There we go.
Big win tonight. Nice takedown there.
He's bringing the heavy artillery. Morales, have an answer.
Beltran taking a good look at this. He's bloodied. But Beltran getting real close here. It's going to be over. That's a wrap.
The mouth, though, of Bias. For the submission in the first round. Collins got an answer here. He's going to be packing back for San Fran. Enriquez real close, and that's going to be it. Touch. Chase and Cooper.
Well, there you have it. The Belizean warrior again made history as the first ever UNF champion back when he defeated Terrion Flash Ware in that tournament. But does Chase Gibson have what it takes to be the newest champion?
You know, Chase Gibson is a very violent man, equally dangerous on his feet as he is on the mat, and I'm sure Karin could figure play into that a little bit. I mean, you fought in CXF, you were the CXF champion at one point. How do you see this fight shaping up? Do you think it's going to, do most of the work on its feet, or do you think it's going to find its way to the mat?
They're both amazing fighters. They're both good friends of mine. I've watched them for the last 10 years. I think it's going to be fireworks. They're both solid on the feet, on the ground. So I think the fans are going to win on this one. It's going to be an amazing fight. The good thing about both of them, they're both solid on the ground and on the feet. So expect fireworks, whether it's on the feet or on the ground. I'm not gonna say who I think is gonna win because I truly don't know, because they're both really good fighters. So right. I think the fans are gonna win on this one for sure. So yeah, good fight.
Chase Gibson always has so much, inspiration. Again, just from his brother and everything he's trying to do to help people that are facing their demons. But the Belizean warrior has been fighting like a man possessed ever since he came back to UNF. So cannot wait for that tomorrow night with the featherweight title on the line. We're going to go back up to the stage in another one of our weigh-ins.
Thank you so much, guys. Now please welcome our fighters for our Rising Stars welterweight bout tomorrow right here at Commerce Casino. Out from the blue corner, Leonardo Montiel. Leonardo is representing Hills Kickboxing Gym, fighting Alameda, California. Official weight 167.4. 167.4 for Leonardo Montiel. And now his opponent out of the red corner, Anthony Vardumian. Anthony is representing KG MMA. Official weight 171.4. 171.4 for Anthony Vardumian.
All right, Karin, so Vardumian, one of your men out of KD MMA, comes in undefeated, 1-0. How's his camp been coming into this?
Camp's been good. He's been training super hard. Anthony's a very talented kid. He's been with me since he was 13. One of our humble, strong fighters. So I'm really excited about this fight. He's ready, whether it's on the feet or on the ground. He's a tough kid. It's gonna be a good fight. I know we have a tough guy on our hands, but I think Anthony has all the tools to dominate this fight and win on the feet or on the ground.
Let's hear from Sophia to get a word from both.
Leo, Anthony, both of you guys are 1-0, looking to keep that 0. Now, Leo, you just fought a couple weeks ago here under these bright lights. How are you feeling being back 3 weeks later?
Feel great. Super grateful to be here. Great opportunity just to be on a card with so many killers.
Now, Anthony, you fought at UNF 19, back in the ring, going against someone who's also trying to keep a 0. You said that one of your strengths is being confident. How confident are you in your strength and that you're going to get your hand raised at the end of the night?
I'm very confident. I mean, I put in a lot of hard work. I train with the best people, have the best coaches at KD MMA. So I know for a fact I'm going to get my hands raised, but I'm not underestimating him. He took on a former champ, so I'm looking for a war, but at the end of the night, it's going to be my hand that's being raised.
Now you have your coach with the commentary who's, talking about the fighters who are going to be on the card tomorrow night. How important is it to have all that support here during the weigh-ins and also tomorrow night during the fight?
It's very important. I mean, I always say I feed off other people's energy, so my teammates fighting, everyone here, it's just amazing.
Now, Leo, there was an upset in the last fight. Are you looking to do the same tomorrow night?
Of course, of course. Always come in trying to get your hand raised, put in the work to do it. So good luck to everybody on the card. Good luck to my opponent. It's going to be a show.
Good luck to you both. Sending back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sophia. Your man, Anthony Vardumian, looks primed and ready. Now, we'll talk briefly about his opponent. He faced Isaac Enriquez, a former Rising Stars lightweight champion who had an experience advantage. We talk about Enriquez taking the fight with 1 day notice. So did Montiel. He wasn't prepared for Isaac Enriquez, and he had some powerful takedowns in that fight. But if he tries to take it to the ground with Vardumian, is it playing into your man's strength?
If he tries to take us to the ground, first off, it's not going to be that easy to take Anthony to the ground. He has a pretty solid base in wrestling. If we do go to the ground, his grappling game is still very solid. So if he wants to take it to the ground, we're ready for the ground. If he wants to stay up, I mean, I think we're going to go in there and we're going to try to dictate the fight. So we're going to be pushing the pace. We're going to be in his face. So and Anthony's a big boy. He's not. He's going to swell up a lot tomorrow. So it's going to be a tough fight for him. I'm hoping for the best. We've been training super hard, so we're ready just about for anything. So it'll be good.
All right, it will be good. Cannot wait for that one, and can't wait for this as well, as we're going to head back to the stage for our next weigh-in, which will be bout number 10 tomorrow. Albert Tadavosian taking on LJ Porti, and these two ready to weigh in.
Thank you so much, guys. Now, please welcome our fighters for the interim welterweight championship tomorrow night at UNF 23. Please welcome our fighter from the blue corner, LJ Eyes Closed Porte. LJ is representing Compound MMA, fighting out of San Diego, California, by way of Baltimore, Maryland. Official weight, 173.4. 173.4 for LJ Porte. And now please welcome his opponent out of the red corner, Albert Albisi Tadevosian. Albert is representing Bonafide Boxing in Bam Muay Thai Renton. Official weight for Albert, 175 even. 175 for Albert Tadevosian. Guys, get closer. Let's feel the intensity between the two of you.
UNF interim welterweight title will be on the line between these two, Tadavosian and Porte.
You see the belt there in the background, hanging in the balance. One of these guys gets to walk away with a little hardware tomorrow night, Todd.
That's what it's all about, and here to shed some light, Sophia.
LJ, you're back in the cage tomorrow night. The last time you fought on a UNF show was UNF 4. Now, you fought last May. You were supposed to fight last month, but that was canceled. I know you're eager to get back into the cage. You finally did your weigh-in. How are you feeling?
So my last opponent, he was 26 and 13, right? Highly experienced guy. I expect him to be a veteran in the cage, right? I already had made up my mind that I was going to go ahead and take that challenge and make it for what it is. Now I'm here 6.5 weeks, time preparation, different types of tests, different types of, mental fortitude that I had to overcome. It wasn't physical, so I'm excited for this fight. I know my opponent is fundamentally sound. He's technically you know, he's got what's going on, so it's a great challenge for myself, and I'm here to prove why I belong on this stage, and time to go to the next level. So let's have fun.
Albert, you've been on a winning streak since last February. How are you going to make sure to keep that winning streak going? Because LJ is eager to get back to that cage and get a W tomorrow night.
The work was already done for keeping the win streak going, so tomorrow we're just going to have fun out there.
Any last words for your opponent?
Let's have fun.
Last words?
Same, let's have fun.
Good luck to you both. Throwing it back to you guys.
Porti, Todorov, and both of these guys can put you away standing or on the ground. 11 knockouts between the two, 7 submission victories between the two. For Todorov, 5 consecutive wins, and he's got 6 round 1 finishes. So he does not get paid by the hour.
No, he certainly doesn't, and he likes to, you know, he likes to go home early. So LJ Porti's going to have to keep his wits about him, especially early on in that first round. But I expect this to end up becoming a dynamic war, so it should be a great fight.
It will be a great fight, and another one that promises to be a great fight is one that we are getting a Chapter 2, a rematch as Pargev, the Armenian soldier Khachatryan, puts that title on the line against an opponent that is all too familiar. Let's take a closer look.
Looking to use the power. Oh, wait a minute, though. And that's what happens. You leave yourself open to the submission. He slammed it. He kept his arm in there, and he got caught, guys.
The Rising Stars flyweight as well as the Camo State title on the line. Chapter 2 between these two, as Insane Zane Palacios camp thought early stoppage last time. They asked for it, ask and you shall receive. They get the rematch with the title on the line.
Yeah, but you got to be careful what you wish for, you know, especially when Pargev Khachatryan is on the other end of the cage. This guy is an equal opportunity ass kicker. He'd rather throw you than know you. And, you know, we saw just a second ago, he's also got head kick knockouts in his arsenal. So this guy's extremely dangerous. He's the Camo champion and the UNF champion. He's got more titles than Muhammad Ali at this point in his career. So I can't wait to see the rematch. Let's see if Insane Zane, you know, is actually correct. Maybe it was a quick stoppage, but there's only one way to prove that.
Pargev has had some pretty flashy entrances, and he's been going out of the cage, standing tall as well. 5-0 in UpNext fighting. Let's make this rematch official. Let's head back to the stage.
Thank you, guys. This is the official weigh-in for the much-awaited rematch for our Rising Stars flyweight title and a Camo State flyweight title. Please welcome to the scale our challenger, Zane Insane Palacio. Zane is representing Fight Science MMA. Official weight for our challenger, 126.4. 126.4 for Zane Palacio. And now please welcome our Rising Stars flyweight champion and Camo State flyweight champion, Pargev, the Armenian soldier Khachatryan. Pargev is representing KGMMA. Official weight 125.6. 125.6 for our champion. Guys, step over here.
These two face off. They will face off in the cage at UNF 23 for 2 titles up for grabs. Cannot wait. Taking a closer look at champion and challenger. They'll face each other tomorrow. UNF 23, Sophia gonna get a word.
Zane, Margo, this is all too familiar. You guys have been in the cage with each other already. Now, Zane, your team said that it was an early stoppage. After looking at the last fight, what do you plan to do differently tomorrow night?
I've been working on my wrestling, so after that last fight, I know I've got to finish them fast. Make it fast and get in and out so we can celebrate the rest of the night.
You heard your opponent. He wants to finish things fast. What are you going to do tomorrow night to make sure that you get that second win against him?
Yeah, I'm ready. I have a good camp. I have a good team. Tomorrow I show you a good fight. This is my home. This is my house. This another day at my office. This is my work. I come here and I show you tomorrow is good fight. Thank you for my opponent for approve my fight, but maybe too much people is cancel my fight. I clean all my division, but respect Zane for approve this fight. Thank you.
Are you looking forward to the rematch? Do you think he deserves the rematch?
I am ready for any challenge. Zane, other guy, I'm ready for any people.
Zane, do you feel that you deserve the rematch and you're ready for it?
Of course, I deserve the rematch. There's nobody better. I'm the showman. If get in there with me, it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a finish, and it's going to be a show for the crowd. And appreciate him for giving me another opportunity and chance to get in there and dance with this guy. He's a really good fighter, and I love the competition, love the challenge. Don't back down, baby.
Good luck to you both tomorrow. Sending it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sophia. When you dance with Pargev, it might turn into a break dance in a hurry. Pargev has made a lot of history in the UNF cage. 5 victories, 5-0. He proposed inside the UNF cage. But don't sleep on Insane Zane Palacio, as we saw in that clip of his fight with Rayshawn Rowland. He can catch you. He ate that big slam and caught the Slim Reaper with an armbar. And we just saw Rayshawn Rowland in our last show and just how effective he can be in the UNF cage.
Yeah, you know, he's got the jiu-jitsu skill. So if Pargev slams him down like he was against Rowland, it could be a quick tap for him. But you know, Pargev's a different kind of wrestler. He's got that KDMMA squeeze about him, and he's got almost like an Olympic pedigree wrestling style. So he's just a different kind of fighter. So was it an early stoppage? I don't know, but Insane Zane has found his way back in for a rematch, and you know, it could be his night. He's just got to turn on all the lights at the same time. So we'll see what happens.
Palacio gets the ride in the DeLorean, gonna go back in time. We'll see if this one ends any different or if it'll be more of the same, and we're gonna go back to the stage now for our next weigh-in.
Thank you so much, guys. Now, please welcome our fighters for our Rising Stars featherweight bout, starting with our fighter from the blue corner, Khalil "The Real" Pearson. Khalil is representing Strategic Academy in Pure MMA. Official weight for Khalil, 146.4. 146.4 for Khalil Pearson. And now his opponent out of the red corner, Christian DeGuero. Christian is representing Black House MMA. Official weight for Christian, 144 even. 144 for Christian DeGuero. Guys,
two fighters with a good amount of experience. DeGuero 6-2, taking on Khalil Pearson, who's got some UNF experience, a UNF win over Jamal Parsons.
Ready. All the pressure's on you, baby.
He's on the opposite end of a highlight reel knockout to El Chief Jonathan Winland at one point. Hopes things go better tomorrow. And Sophia gonna get a word with both.
I showed up. On weight.
All righty. Khalil Christian, I heard you guys talking. Can you guys repeat some of the stuff that you guys were saying? I couldn't quite hear.
I mean, he just told me to show up on weight. He was talking a little bit, so I'm here. Easy. That's it.
I saw you guys going back and forth. What did you say to your opponent?
We signed to fight at 140. He asked for 145. So I told him just show up whatever way. I don't give a fuck.
Now he's saying that's not true. What do you have to say about that?
All right, doesn't matter. We're here. We're here. We're fighting, so it doesn't matter.
Now, the last time you stepped into the ring was over a year ago. How confident are you in your abilities to come out with a win tomorrow?
I put in, this isn't just a 2-month training camp. This is a lifetime of work that's going to come into fruition tomorrow night. So, yeah.
Now, you've fought inside the UNF cage, been under the blue lights. How confident are you in your abilities to come out victorious tomorrow?
I'm confident, man. I'm confident I could protect myself. I'm confident I could put on a show. I'm confident I could get a finish. It's kill or be killed when I'm in this cage, so ready for whatever.
Good luck to you both. Sending it back to you guys.
All right, Christian DeGuero, Khalil Pearson, getting a little chippy there. At least Ryan the Lion Lily didn't show up with a bowl of strawberries talking about a half pound this time.
Yeah, a little bit of a weight discrepancy, whether it's true or not. I guess we'd have to speak to the matchmakers on that one. But, yeah, you kind of like to see a little bit of bad blood every once in a while before a fight. It makes it, that much more interesting. But, once that cage door closes, it doesn't matter. Once the hands start landing, that's pretty much all that matters.
And given, the tension between these two, it looks like punches will land, in fact. And tomorrow at UNF 23, we will have 16 big bouts. It almost wasn't that way. It was almost 15. But one was added at the last second, and that is the fight that will weigh in right now and will be bout number 16. As we await ring crews to be at the stage. And, again, a credit to our matchmakers who work around the clock.
Yeah, these guys, these fights aren't just thrown together, they're crafted. You know what I mean? It takes a really well-rounded matchmaker to figure out which fighters to put in there with each other, and I think we have two of the best in the game, and Ryan Buckner and George Postermagian. So,
absolutely. All right, that fight ready to weigh in. Let's head back to the stage.
Thank you, guys. And our next matchup is for our Rising Stars welterweight bout. Please welcome our fighter from the blue corner, Jesse Walker. Jesse is representing Nubians MMA. His official weight, 165 even for Jesse Walker. And now his opponent out of the red corner, Edgar, the Highline Amirkanyan. Edgar is also from KD MMA. Official weight for Edgar, 167 even. 167 for Edgar, the Highlight Amirkanyan. Guys, let's face off right here.
Fight added at the last minute. More title action coming your way at UNF 23 as these two stare daggers. Walker, Amirkanyan, tomorrow night at UNF 23. Sophia standing by.
All right, Jesse, Edgar, I saw you guys smiling, whisper some words to each other. What were you guys saying?
Just telling me to show up. I'm here. They called me last night. I'm here. I'm just hoping he shows up too.
You fought just last month. I know you're eager to get that win. How confident are you going into the fight?
I just fought, last month. I feel confident. I still feel fresh. It was only like 7 days ago, but I'm feeling good. Didn't have much time to prep, but I'm like fresh off my fight.
Now, Edgar, you're 2-2 at fighting here in UNF. 2-0, sorry. 2 for 2 here. Now, how confident are you in your abilities to come out victorious tomorrow?
I'm very confident in my abilities, and I'm confident I can get a dub tomorrow. I just hope he shows up so I can show you guys.
He's already here.
He's here today. I hope he's here tomorrow.
Will you be here tomorrow? Just trying to confirm.
Of course. Always. I'm always, anytime, anywhere.
All right, we got to fight. We're going to send it back to you guys. Good luck to you both.
Thank you, Sophia. And I guess, Jonathan, if you're a fighter, you better have your ringer turned on. That call can come late at night. You just never know.
Yeah, well, you hear it all the time. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And thank God Walker has been staying ready because he doesn't have to get ready. He's ready to step inside that cage tomorrow night.
Yeah, had a recent fight, still in fight shape, ready to go. And Edgar Amirkanyan saying he's here today. Will he be gone tomorrow? Well, we will find out. But one of our big title fights that we are all looking forward to is the bully versus the sleeper, Anthony Romero, Gianni Robles. Let's take a closer look at this title fight.
On top of it. Straight left over the top smoke.
It's getting just absolutely blasted. We are covered.
And ultimate toughness you are seeing on display.
Oh, my goodness.
Reversal.
Oh, he got it.
Gianni the sleeper, Robles, shot in there. Give the...
He's in trouble with a score. That's it.
He keeps eating these shots. It's going to be over in a hurry, gentlemen. Referee getting a real close look here. Robles, that's going to be it.
All right, the bantamweight title will be on the line as the sleeper faces the bully. Cannot wait for this one. Fireworks guaranteed.
Yeah, this is going to be this is one of those fights that is worth the price of the pay-per-view all by itself. You do not want to miss this fight because both these guys are going to meet in the center of the cage and all hell's going to break loose. So I cannot wait to see both these guys square off in the UpNext fighting cage.
Well, let's not wait to have them weigh in. Let's head back to the stage and ring crews.
Thank you, guys. And now please welcome our fighters for the UNF Bantamweight Championship. Starting with our fighter from the blue corner, the challenger, Gianni Sleeper Robles. Johnny's representing CMMA. Official weight for Gianni, 136 pounds, 136 even for our challenger. And now please welcome the UNF Bantamweight Champion, the bully, Anthony Romero. Anthony's representing Black House MMA. Official weight, 136 even as well, 136 for our defending champion, Anthony the Bully Romero.
Stare down of champion and challenger, both with a lot of history here in UpNext fighting. The sleeper with 2 UNF victories, the bully with 5. Title on the line tomorrow at UNF 23.
Yeah.
Want to be Sophia. I would not want to step between these two, but that is exactly what she is about to do. Take it away, Sophia.
Now, you've been on a hot streak, winning 4 consecutive fights. How confident are you going into this fight tomorrow night?
I'm very confident. I just want to keep up the momentum. You know, it's exciting. It's a tough fight, and for either one of us, this is the big step. So,
Title on the line. Does that ramp it up how much more for you than just another fight?
I don't know. The belts are nice, but the win is always better.
Anthony, the bully, how do you plan on bullying your opponent in the cage tomorrow night?
However I want to. Whatever he gives me, I'm going to take it. So we're going to see tomorrow. He has a big smile on his face. I'm going to wipe it off his face tomorrow. I love it. He's a little troll with his little sandals. I love that shit. He thinks he's funny. I'm going to smack that smile off your face tomorrow.
What do you got to say about that? I kind of like the shoes.
So do I, man. Fuck it.
Speak up, my boy. Slurring all your words. Heard you was running outside. You good? You couldn't make weight? You're like 5'4". You can't make 135? Damn. That's so...
Last words, Johnny?
I got nothing to say. I'll show up tomorrow.
Last words?
Nah, I'm good. Let's go.
We're going to send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sophia. You know, it's funny. The bully always seems very respectful right at the start of a weigh-in interview, and then he decides to crank it up to 11 real quick.
Yeah, as soon as he sees your shoes. Yeah, Anthony Romero, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's like, you know, a Nick Diaz type or a Nate Diaz type. He's kind of got to dislike you a little bit in order to get himself ready to fight, and you see that more in the old school fighters than you do now. He's kind of a throwback, but he's, you know, make no mistake, this guy's very dangerous. He not only talks the talk, but he can walk the walk, too.
The bully's been walking through everybody, but from what we've heard from the likes of Victor Henry and Josh Barnett in this live weigh-in show, you know what you got to do? You got to bully a bully. And it sounds as if the sleeper Gianni Robles might be game to do just that. More action coming your way tomorrow, more title action, and we're going to take a closer look at our main event. Albert the Belizean Warrior Morales taking on Chase Gibson.
opponent tonight. Nice takedown there. And
He's bringing the heavy artillery.
Morales, have an answer. Beltran taking a good look at this. He's bloodied. But Beltran getting real close here. It's going to be over. That's a wrap.
The mouth, though, of Bias. For the submission in the first round. Colin's got an answer here. Wernsky's going to be packing back for Sanford. Enriquez real close, and that's going to be it. Touch. Chase and Cooper.
Both champion and challenger with a world of experience, big fight experience, title on the line, both dangerous everywhere. Can't wait. This is one of those just pick 'em fights, Jonathan.
Yeah, as Bart Scott would say, can't wait. You know, like I said earlier, both these guys could be one win away from getting that call that they've been waiting their whole lives for. So it's not just a belt on the line. It's not just the win on the line. There's a lot behind the scenes going on here that puts a lot of pressure on this fight. So I can't wait to see the first punch thrown. It's going to be a great fight.
It could go either way. When the smoke clears, only one will be champion after our main event. Let's head back to Rain Cruz on the stage for the weigh-in.
Thank you, guys. This is the official weigh-ins for the main event of UNF 23 for the UNF Featherweight Championship. Please welcome our challenger from the blue corner, Chase and Cooper Gibson. Chase is representing CMMA and Pantheon and fighting out of Los Angeles, California. The official weight of our challenger, 144.6. 144.6 for Chase Gibson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, the UNF Featherweight Champion, Albert the Belizean Warrior Morales. Albert is representing Samurai Squad. His official weight, 141.8. 141.8 for the defending champion, Albert Morales.
Well, if looks could kill, Gibson would be in trouble. Just staring right through him was the champion, the Belizean Warrior.
Yeah, both these guys getting a real good look at each other. Look at the intensity on Morales' face.
Yeah, featherweight title on the line. And Jonathan, for my money, Gibson looks as lean as he ever has.
Yeah, he came in underweight too. He's always had an issue on the scale, but apparently not this time. He must have had a really good camp. Morales, you know, worth mentioning, came in 4 pounds under. So, you know, both these guys seem to be in tremendous shape. And like you said, if looks could kill, they probably will.
Champ and challenger, lean, and tomorrow night certainly going to be mean when that cage door closes.
All righty. The night has finally come. Tomorrow night, you guys are finally seeing each other face to face. Chase, the last time you were here under the UNF lights was UNF 11. How are you feeling now looking at your opponent eye to eye?
I feel nothing.
Yeah, that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel nothing. You're going to sleep.
Hey,
yeah, Chase Gibson, you're going to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what you wanted. You're going to get it, homie. This is when your dreams become your nightmares. Just going to sleep.
You've been trying to remember that line.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't go to sleep.
Okay. Hey, you're going to have to do what
you're going to
say.
go to sleep. That's all you're saying.
Hey,
That's
do
it.
what you say, bro. Do what you say.
You're going to see. This ain't the first time you're going to sleep either.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Our main event tomorrow night. Good luck to you both.
I don't give a fuck, homie. You're going to sleep. I don't give a fuck. Hey, you were already scared of me. You talking about scared. You're going to sleep, dog. Get the fuck out of here. This is my cage, my stage.
Yep. Hey.
Go to sleep.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Hey.
Do it. Make it happen.
Tomorrow night, main event. Stay tuned. We're going to send it back to you guys.
Yeah, you're going to sleep. That's what I can't stop you going to sleep.
That's it. Stop what I'm doing. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, going to sleep. Going to sleep.
Good job, guys.
Champion and challenger, man, the tension palpable there between Chase Gibson and Albert Morales. Morales saying you're going to sleep, and Gibson saying do it. Do it. Just calmly saying do it.
And be myself. That's it. That's it.
Wow, they're still talking. These guys are chirping like a couple birds.
All right, Chase.
I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. And still. And you. And you bad in the hospital.
What will it be? And still or and new? That will be the question tomorrow at UNF 23. So you definitely want to get on and order that pay-per-view at Starfund Stream. And don't forget that we are going to have our undercard for the first time ever. You'll see these fights on Starfund as well, but you'll see the undercard fights live and for free on YouTube worldwide. A great platform for the young athletes of UpNext Fighting.
Yeah, and you know, great opportunity for UpNext fans around the world to tune in on YouTube, catch those first few fights for free. Just a taste. Just going to give you a taste. If you want the whole meal, you got to pay, baby.
Just a taste, just kind of like the taste that that we never actually got of the Warhammer bourbon. But
yeah, wish we had the bourbon. That's one thing I do wish we had.
So we were set to have Axel Conrad back in action. He's a guy, you know, that has had some tough battles and has worked his way back, but apparently that fight is off, so we will be down to 15. But good thing that we got that title fight added at the last minute. And you know what a night it's going to be. But I mean, these title fights 100% are bound to deliver.
Yeah, you know, the cage is right behind us. The stage is set. You can see it over my shoulder. That's where all the action's going to happen. The door is open right now. But once that door closes, all hell's going to break loose, and it always does at UpNext Fighting. We bring the pain, and it's going to be a great show.
I mean, just think of some of these title fights, incredible. You know, Albert Morales, Chase Gibson, we saw how tense that was. You know, Anthony Romero against Johnny the Sleeper Robles, incredible. Kryptonita puts his title back on the line. I mean, it's just all three of those could be main event. Now tomorrow is March 1st, and that's fitting because now it's officially St. Patrick's Day month, and there are going to be a whole lot of
Donnie Brooks, baby.
Donnie Brooks aplenty. We're going to see you tomorrow night for UNF 23 free preview. Undercard fights, 6 p.m. Pacific on the UpNext Fighting YouTube channel. You don't want to miss that. And we're going to give you a little tease, a little taste of what you'll see when it is time to fight on.
They're going to have to clean up the canvas. I don't think there's a drop of sweat on it.
Oh, he got caught! Definitely a huge speed advantage for Lavelle here.
That's gonna do it. My goodness, those long clips of Stone Lavelle. Johnny Robles.
Close look here.